Y'all check this out. I want to have a conversation about how to have hard conversations. Now, most people are on two extremes, right, with this. They are either overly sensitive and and take more than enough responsibility for other people's actions. And then you've got people on the other side who say the right things at the wrong time or maybe the wrong way. So the people who the people who don't have issue having hard conversations, but they say the right thing at the wrong time or the wrong way, they cause damage emotionally to the person they're having a conversation with. That's not God's best for them or you. Then on the flip side, the person that does not express what needs to be expressed and have the hard conversations, then what happens is they cause damage to themselves. So here it is. You got to catch this. Communication is transportation for relationships. I told y'all in my second life, I'm a rapper. You don't believe me. Communication is transportation for relationships. Somebody type that in so somebody can get this. You should have received your E-class. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Everybody should you should have received your E-class if you ordered the book and you followed the instruction. Somebody write that down for me. Communication is transportation for relationships, meaning that if any relationship, whether it's a dating relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business relationship, if any relationship is going to move from one place to the next, then the vehicle that's going to get it there is communication. Whenever people stop talking, the relationship stops moving. Somebody write that down for me, please. Whenever people stop talking, Rapper Daniels, whenever people stop talking, relationships stop moving. Think about that. Somebody needs to share this. Share this on your page. I believe it may add value to somebody else's life. Because communication is the way you inform a person that some adjustments need to be made. Communication is the way you inform a person that adjustments need to be made. Because here's the thing. Even if the status of your relationship or the title of your relationship doesn't change, the people in the relationship at some point are going to change, which requires adjustments to be made. Y'all got to catch this. You got to catch this. Even if the status of the relationship doesn't change, the people in the relationship at some point are going to change. And as a result of the people in the relationship changing, some adjustments are going to be made. You'd be amazed at how many relationships don't survive certain seasons that could survive those seasons, but they didn't survive those seasons because they wouldn't make adjustments. I'm going to say it again. Some relationships didn't have to be over if people would have simply made adjustments. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't times where we need to end relationships. I did a live on this a couple of weeks ago. It's actually on YouTube, Keys to Separating or Eliminating Relationships. We talked about that. But this right here, this right here though, I'm talking about there are times when relationships could survive certain seasons if adjustments would be made. Because when people stop talking, relationship stops moving. Communication is transportation for relationships. You have to have the hard conversations. You have to have the hard conversations. In business, you have to have hard conversations, right? This is a no cap community. In marriage, you got to have hard conversations. In dating, listen, in dating, you have to have the hard conversations. Now, when I say hard conversations, I don't mean, listen to this, somebody write this down. Hard does not mean hostile. Hard does not mean hostile. So when I say it's important to have a hard conversation, I'm not saying the conversation has to be hostile, but I am saying you have to be able to communicate truth that may be difficult for someone else to hear. But you have to love the relationship more than you love their feelings. So you're willing to hurt their feelings if it means keeping the relationship. Because hard does not mean hostile. Now, I'm a Christian. You guys know that. So then my faith informs my worldview. It impacts the way that I do everything, right? That's literally what Christianity was called early on. It was called the way, because it wasn't just a religion. It wasn't just a code of moral ethics. It was a way to do life. And this is the way the scriptures say we should do relationships. It says we should be able to speak the truth. Listen to this, in love. Come on. Right? We should be able to speak the truth in love. Now watch this. There's no caveat in that. There isn't, he didn't say speak the truth in love if it's easy. But he says speak the truth in love. That where there's love, there should be truth. So here it is. There are times when we are hesitant to speak truth in a relationship because of fear when it comes to the damage that truth might do to the relationship. Got me? Somebody said, I say stuff really mean sometimes. Right. That's all right. Because here's the thing. This is a no cap zone, but it's also a no judgment zone. Because there may be some people who are watching this live. You're right in the middle. So if you're in the middle and you know how to say the hard things the right way, then that's an area of relational intelligence that you've mastered. That's not all that it means to be relationally intelligent, but that is a part of it, having the hard conversations. Now, here it is. There are times when, but my point is no judgment zone. So some people are on this extreme. It's like you say that thing, but when you say that thing, you spitting fire. It's like you say it's no filter, right? It's no tact. And this is what the Bible says. If you're on that side of the fence, there's something that the Bible says about truth. 49ers win the Super Bowl. Now you speaking the truth. You speaking the truth. I need to send you a free book when it comes out, January 28th, by the way. But for those that are on that end, the Bible says, let your conversation be seasoned with grace. Now, it used the word season. So it's saying like, just like you sprinkle a little salt on something to season it. Come on. You sprinkle a little seasoning salt or pepper or whatever salt, spice you may use. It's like, sprinkle a little bit of that seasoning salt on there. It's saying do the same thing with the conversation. Don't change what you're about to say. Just sprinkle grace on it. Sprinkle grace. But so some people need that side. And then you got other people who are on the other end who, for whatever reasons, don't quite say what needs to be said. So you suffer silently in relationships, not realizing your suffering in silence isn't developing a relationship, it's destroying you, because the best thing you can do for the relationship is bring your best self to it. You catch this now. When you are not your best self in the relationship, some sugar, right? It's not just some salt, some sugar. I like that. When you are not your best self in your relationship, this is what you're doing. When you're not your best self in a relationship, then you are robbing the other person in the relationship of what comes with the best you. Come on, we all know what it's like to be in a friendship or a business relationship or any other kind of relationship where you're in it, but you know that person is not getting your best self because they're not doing what is necessary to bring your best self out of you. That's got to be drawn out. Right? So suffering in silence not only impacts you, at some point it negatively impacts the relationship. And here it is, I'm about to give you something else to write down, and then I'm going to take some of your questions. You know what? I'm going to read you a script in a minute. In this book that's coming out, I want you to pre-order this, but in this book that's coming out, January 28, Relational Intelligence, I put some scripts in the back on how to have hard conversations. Because some people need a little more sugar and salt. So I've got some scripts for you, not for you to read. I don't want you to pull out the book and say X, Y, Z, but it's something that you can learn from and glean from. It also helps people on the other side. But I want to give you something to write down one more time, and then I'm gonna read your script and take some questions. Here it is. Truth does not destroy a relationship. Truth exposes it. I'm going to say it again. Truth does not destroy a relationship. Truth exposes a relationship. Come on. Truth does not destroy a relationship. Truth exposes it. If telling the truth ruins a relationship, it didn't ruin it. It shows you it was already ruined. Somebody say something back to me. Say amen, high five me, or something. Yeah, if truth ruin, think about that. If truth doesn't ruin a relationship, it exposes that it's already been ruined. If our relationship can't handle truth, what kind of relationship is that? Remember, I've told you this before. You shouldn't want any relationship that requires you to be anyone other than who you authentically are to be in it. Now, I'm an optimist, but I'm a realist also. So let's be real. Truth telling is hard without truth hearing. This is why we call it having hard conversations. Got to be relationally intelligent to do this. Truth telling is hard without truth hearing. And I know sometimes you are in business relationships or dating relationships or marital relationships or friendships where someone's not a truth hearer. And this is what I often hear people say. People often say things like, I can't tell the truth to that person. So I understand what you mean, but that's not facts. Somebody needs to share this on your page. I'm telling you, that's not facts. Sometimes we say, I can't tell that person the truth. Yes, you can. When I say I can't tell that person the truth, I'm removing truth telling from my realm of responsibility and putting it on somebody else. No, when I say that, I am removing myself from a position of power. This is the truth. The truth is when we say things like, I can't tell somebody the truth, or they won't let me, what we're saying is, I would rather not deal with the backlash of telling them the truth. Let's just frame it that way. Let's just say, I'd rather not deal with the dynamics that come with telling them the truth. You can tell the truth, but you just rather not deal with the dynamics of telling the truth. And so, but here it is. The person you're in relationship with will never get conditioned to hear truth without you telling it. That's like expecting someone to learn how to swim, but they never get in the water. God Almighty. I almost threw this book at this table. Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to deal with the fallout. A person can never be conditioned to hear truth without hearing it. I can't expect somebody to swim if they never get used to water. So when I am not, I got to go. When I am not sharing, when you are not sharing with people how you really feel and what you really need, you are training them not to care about your feelings. Y'all are going to talk back to me. You didn't hear what I just said. You did not hear what I just said. When I am not honest with people, I am training them to, somebody needs to share this on your page. Somebody that's on your page needs to hear this. I am training them to not be concerned about how I'm feeling. I'm teaching them that my needs don't matter. And I am telling you right now, you must teach people how to love you. You must teach people how to love you. When I say teach, I don't mean that in a condescending sense. I mean that different people express love different ways to different people. You see what I'm saying? That people may have handled someone else in their past one way, and then they bring that same methodology into a relationship with you, or they relate to you in a certain way that they related to you 5 years ago, but you're not the same person. You're not in the same season. You've got a totally different set of needs, and they aren't able or aren't willing to make those adjustments. So I think that's important. All right, so I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna take a few questions, then we out. Here's a script. Here's a script. So I've got this in the back of the book. So if you go to Dharius Daniels rq.com, I'm gonna have them somebody put it up in the comments for me. Dharius Daniels rq.com. You pre-order this book. Some of this stuff I talk about it. You don't have to wait till you get the book to get some of this content that I'm talking about now. I sat down and had a transformational conversation with some of our members from our Orlando church, and I talked through some of the content in this book with them, because I know some people are going to need it immediately. So if you go to my website, right, DhariusDanielsRQ.com, it gives you instruction on how to pre-order the book, and then you put in your proof of purchase, and then it automatically sends this e-course right to your inbox. You can watch it tonight, because some of you are feeling me. You like, I need this tomorrow. Somebody like, I need this in my life tomorrow. All right, so check this out, y'all. Here's a script for boundary setting. Check this out. This is just something, conversations, an example of the way to have a hard conversation. Check this out. Here's a script. This is in the book. I'm in a season in my life when I might share personal aspects of my life. If I feel like those feelings need to be maintained in a safe space, I want to have the comfort in knowing that this is taking place. And I feel like the last couple of things I've shared with you, for whatever reason, have not been held in the kind of confidence I need. So because of that, I have to make some adjustments in our relationship for my own sanity and my own peace of mind. See, this is a hard conversation. Brad, if you ordered it from Amazon, that's fine. That's the only place that you can order it. All we need is the proof of purchase, that receipt number. That's why you got to go to Dharius Daniels, Dharius Daniels RQ.com, and you put it in there and it sends it right to you. But this script is a script when you're having a conversation with someone who breaks your trust and breaks your confidence. You know, I'm from Mississippi, so we say it this way: somebody who tell your business. You feel me? It's you don't talk to me anymore, and you don't share things with me like you used to. I'm gonna read it one more time. I'm in a season in my life when I might share certain personal aspects of it. If I feel like those things need to be maintained in a safe place, I want to have the comfort in knowing that this is taking place. And I feel like the last couple of things I've shared with you, for whatever reason, have not been held in the kind of confidence I need. So because of that, I have to make some adjustments in our relationship for my own sanity and my own peace of mind. You see that? You didn't judge them. You didn't insult them, because setting these kind of boundaries is not about the other person. It's about you. See what I'm saying? You're not playing the victim. You're just saying, I'm in a season where this is what I need. You've shown me I can't get that from you. So I'm not going to keep putting pressure on you to keep something in confidence if that's not your thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to make a decision to only share stuff in places and spaces I feel like are safe. Y'all, that's it. I've been going way too long, but I get so excited about this. I'm telling you, this right here, this is, and I'm not just saying this because I wrote it. I put my heart into this. This is years of experience and training and research. And I'm telling you right now, it is such a practical book that I believe it can take your life and your relationships to another level. I've got tons of scripts. Like when you need to end a relationship with somebody, break up with them, or end a friendship, or end a business relationship, I've got scripts in it. I got scripts for when you've been mentoring and advising and coaching someone and they don't want to listen. Have you ever, been talking to people and trying to help people and encourage people and things of that particular nature, and they don't do anything you say? Well, at some point you got to set a boundary and draw a line in the sand. We got scripts to help you do that in this book. I needed it 5 years ago too. So this is incredible. All right, listen. Some of you guys, you sent me in some questions. Some of them related to the book and some of them aren't. I'm coming to Lafayette, Louisiana in a couple of weeks. I'll be at Our Savior's Church for spiritual renewal in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to Susan Johnson. Which script are you talking about? There's a bunch of them. Bunch of scripts. Which specific script are you talking about? Okay, your fallback game is about to be fire. Okay. Marcus Harris, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing it on your page, brother. That means a lot to me. All right, I'm going to answer a few questions here that came in to me earlier. And one is, does God call us to be taken advantage of? No. It's that simple. I'm coming back to Los Angeles in February. We had to reschedule the change night. We had some inclement weather in New Jersey, and it affected, I had to push some stuff back a week, and that's why we had to push it back. Detroit, Michigan. Brian, thank you for sharing this on your page. I don't think I'm scheduled to come to Detroit this year. If I do, I hope it's in the summer. All right. Does God call us to be taken advantage of? Nope, absolutely not. How do you handle having to dismiss people from your life? That's elimination. That's this whole idea of elimination. And we did a live on that. That one's on YouTube. Yes, I'll be in Orlando this Saturday. For those who are single, could you give us some encouragement? Yeah, very simply. If you have a revelation that you are a child of God, listen to this. If you really believe that you're more than God's creation, that you're God's child, God has too many options available for you to settle. People who settle because, what's up, fam? People who settle because they are unaware of the options that they have or the options that are coming. Y'all, I'm gonna wrap up in 5 minutes. People who settle are unaware, listen to me, of the options that they have or the options that are on the way. Don't allow your age, because some people feel like, I'm getting up in age, I need to get somebody now. I've got plans. I want children. I want this. I want that. And so listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Uncomfortable and single is way better than miserable and married. Somebody give your boy a high five on that. Thank you for sharing, D. Somebody give me a high five on that. Yeah, and so I promise you this, and I know it's hard to kind of hear this because you're like, you're married, etc. When I give a perspective, I'm giving one as a pastor who deals with a number of different people. The right person is always worth the wait, and when you meet the right one, you don't regret that you waited. I've never seen anybody regret that they waited. I've always seen people regret that they moved too quickly. Right, I reject that too. The world says if you're 50, you could be 50, 55. No, I reject all of that. I reject all of that. Yes, uncomfortable and single is better than miserable and married. So I hope that encourages you. Family, listen, I got 3 minutes before I'm jumping off. Yes, sir, Stephen, we're meeting at Pizza Hut for Man Cave next Monday. I'll be there. I hope you're there also. Do you know someone who has a good PK ministry and resources? I'm sorry, I don't. Yes. You asked me about a marriage sermon. I've got a series on YouTube called Before You Do and After You Did. Go to YouTube, Before You Do and After You Did. I was just in Mississippi. Yes, my book will be available on Audible. My book will be available on Audible. So listen, everybody. These concepts we're talking about, it's in this book. It's really, really practical. Chelsea, thank you for sharing. I'll be in Houston in June. So you can go to DariusDanielsRQ.com. Serious question, how can pastors in fraternities and Masons be in fraternities and Masons and also be Christian? I don't know much about Masons. I do know about fraternities and sororities, and it's because their fraternities and sororities don't require an allegiance that replaces your allegiance to Christ, or that competes with your allegiance to Christ, or that requires you to engage in activities that conflict with your Christian values. Now, I'm not saying people don't have that experience, but that wasn't my experience. And so that's kind of where I'm on that. So DariusDanielsRQ.com. Yes, I was just in Mississippi. You know, I got to do a better job of announcing when we're coming to certain cities so that people are aware of where we're going. I'm going to be in a few this month. I'm in Texas next week. I'm in Louisiana the week after that. We're in Atlanta Change Night, January 19th, 6 p.m. at the Epicenter. And I'm back in Texas at the end of the month. Yeah. So, sure thing, Marcus. My pleasure. Hey, thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Y'all can tell I love this. I love the word. I love sharing it. And I love people who love it. Okay, Lee, you'll be in Atlanta, January 19th. Hey, if you're going to be in Atlanta, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get some books. I'm trying to get them to give me some books earlier so I can bring them to Atlanta with me so I can sign. I want to be able to sign books when I come to the ATL on January the 19th. Vincent, you had a question? All right, we're going out on your question. Vincent May, give it to me real quick. I'm sorry. So Dharius Daniels, you can pre-order on Amazon, but just go to DariusDanielsRQ.com. You enter your information there. Give us that proof of purchase so you can get this e-course. It's not like a boring e-course. It's a conversation that I'm having with some of the members of our church from Orlando. And I'm talking through some of the principles in this book. That way you can get all of the principles on the 28th, but you can get some of them right now, because I believe some of them need to apply tomorrow. I'm coming to Change Church Ewing on Sunday. Yes. Yes, somebody else asked me that. Yes, I'll be in New Jersey, all 4 services, both locations, Sunday, and I'll be in Orlando Saturday evening for our services there live. So thank y'all so much. Yep, I'm gonna be in Dallas. I'm gonna be in Dallas, Texas. Thank you guys so much. It's a pleasure hanging out with y'all. And hey, we're gonna do this again soon. I'm gonna try to carve out some time next week. Maybe I'll read y'all some more scripts and talk a little bit more about this relational intelligence. No tickets for Orlando. Orlando's church, it's free. Change Night ATL is free. Susan, no, I don't think I'm gonna do any teaching this year. I did Princeton last year. I think I was supposed to do a D-Min class or something for Fuller, but I wasn't able to do that. We got so much going on right now, I can't add. I'm just really leaning into our local churches and our online ministry. I'm even traveling and speaking a whole lot less this year. So I'm not adding anything onto my plate. All right, Lafayette, Louisiana dates. Not next week, but the week after that, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm in Dallas is January. Everything's on my website, DariusDaniels.com. If you go to my itinerary, wherever I'm going to be, it's there. All right? Take care, guys. Thank y'all so much.